Handle me like a blessing, 'cause that's exactly what I am. Not fragile, sacred. Not breakable, anointed. Not something you tiptoe around out of fear, but something you move toward with reverence, with intention, with a spirit that knows the difference between a woman and a wonder. See, I'm not the kind of soul you stumble into. I'm the kind you prepare for. You wash your hands before you touch me. You clear your mind before you speak to me. You check your heart before you step into my space. Because blessings don't just show up, they arrive with purpose, and they require purpose in return. I've lived enough life to know my worth is not up for debate. I've cried enough tears to know my softness is not a weakness. I've healed enough wounds to know my boundaries are not barriers. They're protection, they're prayer, they're proof that I learned the first time what mishandling costs. And let me be clear, if you mishandle me, you lose access to me. Not out of spite, not out of ego, but out of alignment. Because God didn't bring me through fire just to let me be held by hands that don't know heat. God didn't rebuild me just to let me be touched by someone who still plays with broken things. I am not returning to anything that didn't honor me the first time. Come on, y'all. I don't revisit disrespect. I don't recycle pain. I don't repeat lessons I already mastered. I am not replaceable. I am not repeatable. I am not reversible. Once you lose me, you lose me. And I don't care how much you remember me later. I'm not coming back to be remembered again.
Sure not.
Handle me like a blessing. 'Cause blessings don't beg to be believed in.
What?
Blessings don't shrink to fit your comfort.
No, they don't.
Blessings don't stay where they mishandled.
No.
I don't break easy.
No, we
I
don't.
just don't bend for foolishness. I don't fall apart, I just fall back. I don't chase, I choose. And I choose peace over potential. I choose truth over tension. I choose myself over anything that asks me to forget who I am. My spirit is expensive, not in price, but in purpose.
Woo.
And if you can't honor that, I'll step back into my quiet.
No, it's not me though. It's
into
not
my
me.
softness, into my
She got that grit in her voice like I do though. Thank you. I'm gonna take that as a compliment.
Who knows how to hold something whole.
I could only do backup singing. I could bring a little ad lib in.
I am rare. I am the kind of woman you testify about.
Ooh, tell him now.
Not the kind you gamble with. I am the kind of woman you grow with. Not the kind you outgrow. I am the kind of woman you pray for. Not the kind you play with.
Tell him.
So handle me like a blessing.
Handle me right.
With
Because
care,
if you don't handle me right,
with clarity, with consistency,
come
with
on,
the
tell
kind
him,
of
yo.
love that doesn't tremble, but still knows how to be gentle.
Tell him.
Handle me like a blessing. 'Cause that's exactly what I am. And I'm done explaining why.
Ooh. What a way to start it off today. Rich Rising, everybody, and welcome in. Ooh. Handle me like a blessing. Handle me like you got sense. So today I wanted to come to you guys and talk to you about a little thing called perception. How we perceive things, the power that we give to the things that we perceive, and how we move in our alignment with our processes with ourselves, because we have perception and then we have a person's perception. And as you can see, it's two different damn things. Isn't it crazy? So I say rich rising to everybody as you guys are coming in. Thank you so much for being here today. And we about to have a conversation today that I feel is one that's important as you take your journey, as you move forward in this movement within yourself and within your life and within your growth. So that word perception, the ability to see, hear, or become aware of something through the senses. So like when your hair stands up, or when you get that little thing in the back of your neck, that feeling, not just the hair standing up, but some of y'all get a whole feeling in the back of your neck. Some of you get a gurgle in your stomach. Those are all part of you becoming aware, you using your senses, that sense of touch, that energy that flows within you when you are perceiving something, that all those senses are going off, right? Because you're hearing it, you're seeing it, you might be tasting it, you might be feeling it. Like how do we even know what pain is if we haven't perceived it at some point in time? We had to have felt that shit. Because I could see pain. I could see what pain looked like from the grimace on your face. I'd be like, oh, I know he in pain. Just because of the way we have put it out there. We say this was, when my face is scrunched up like this, oh my God, we've perceived that to look like pain. When I'm doing this, you don't know if I'm happy for real. Do you really know if I'm happy? I'm smiling my ass off right now. But I could be smiling my ass off right now and be saying, yo, shit, yo, oh man, if I could jump off a bridge right now, that would be so great. But you seeing a smile on my face. So the perception we've built up, perception to have a guideline on how we deal with things. So that smiling face says happy, right? That sad face says that you're sad. That grimace says that you're angry. Because my what they call the resting bitch face, oh, my resting face is horrible. I stay getting into trouble. I've been written up at work for my resting face. Because if I'm thinking about anything, I got this grimace, right? Like, and you guys see, like, I be talking to y'all, look, it's right here. Now, am I angry? No, I'm not. But when I'm thinking, if I'm drinking, if I'm doing anything, the fucking grimace is there. Like, I've been working for, I'd say maybe the last 3 years to work on releasing that energy. I literally sit and go like this, just stop. You don't need to do that. You don't need to process. As I'm breaking this, I'm breaking me clenching my fucking teeth. Like, I clench the shit out my teeth. Sometimes I'm clenching my teeth for so long, I don't even realize it till my jaw start hurting. And so there's things that are happening within the body that somebody might perceive to be something else. When I'm clenching my jaw, I look like because you look tight. So people are automatically going to think, oh, she must be angry, or she must be this, or she must be that. But that's because we've built up things to make perceptions. We built up things that says, okay, this is what anger looks like. This is what sad looks like. And don't we teach our kids? We teach our kids, okay, this is the kind of face that you're supposed to have when you're feeling a certain way or you're doing a certain thing. And so now we put on these perceived masks. We put on these faces. Because in order for me to show you that I'm happy, I got to be smiling. And so a lot of the times, when we're looking at each other and we're just going with the perception of what we think. And this is where a person's perception comes in now. Because you might be perceiving one thing through your own senses, in the sense of, okay, you see a smile on my face, so that automatically must mean that I'm happy, because that's what we built into that thing, right? But now, our own perception, a person's perception, the process by which individuals form impressions and make judgments about others. So there's perception, and then there's a person's perception. There's what your body naturally does, and then there's what you've made it into. So you think about the process of which individuals form impressions and make judgments about others. Where is a person's perception coming from? When I think about how people perceive each other, I realize that it could either elevate you or it can hamper you very quickly. It's like, think about blondes. Give it a great vague example. What are people's perceptions naturally about blondes? As soon as people see blondes, there's a few things that they think. Blondes are not that intelligent, right? This is something that they built up about blondes, that they're not that intelligent. They put an easiness on them where it seems like they're sexually promiscuous, right? So they put this easiness as if, she's blonde, so because she's stupid, she's easy to screw, right? Like they put some things on blondes. Now, none of those things are true. That might have been a 1-2 blondes. That might have been some individuals doing their thing. But that's not every blonde. Because I know a lot of blondes, and they're very offended by being called stupid. They're very offended by being treated as if they're easy lays because I'm blonde. Right? Then there's a good perception that they give about blonde. Blondes have all the fun. Right? So there's people who go dye their hair in the name of blondes have all the fun. So, I mean, you could see at one point I had me a little blonde. And they say blondes had all the fun. So I was trying to have as much fun as I could. But that is our perception. That is something that we've made up. None of that is true. There is blondes that have never had a day of fun in their life. They've only had torture. There's blondes that are smart, like rocket scientists fucking smart. There's blondes that are still virgins all in their adulthood, that are not promiscuous, that are not easy. But because people have built up a perception about them, all of a sudden, hey, how you doing, honey? I'm still here. You talking about long time no see, long time no see you. I still be here every day. Nice to see y'all coming in. When we put ourselves and judge ourselves by other people's perception, it can be something that could be very damaging. It could be something that could be very harmful to you because your perception and what perception is and a person's perception, and this is why I like to define the words, because you realize that it's two different things. When we're dealing with our perception of something, we're fucking just judging it. We're literally in a state of judgment, right? So if I look at you, right, and according to how you dress, I'm going to think you're a gangster. I'm going to think you're a poor person, right? Because we can literally dress a role. Look at all those movies that they have where it's a prince or it's a king or it's a queen or it's somebody at high status, and all they have to do is put on some dirty clothes, and all of a sudden people take that same person who has all that status, who has all that power, who has all that, and because they change their clothes, now they're treated differently. Now they can't be let in places. They're being pushed away. They're being talked shit about. Our perception and the way we treat each other And how society has built that perception is something that I want you guys to know that we have to be very mindful, because you're either pushing somebody up or you're pulling them down. It is a thing that I realize that we do it to each other. Everybody has some view about each other, and then we expand it not only in our in our personal views. Now we expand it on race, right? Our personal perception, right? I had one bad interaction with a white dude. Now all white people is fucked up. See, my personal perception is now taking this one thing and putting it on everybody. Now I'm making judgment on all white people. Now we're making judgment on men or dogs. Now I'm making judgment on all men. Do you see how your personal perception can actually stagger someone's life? And so I want you guys to start to work on that responsibility. We have to be responsible. Yes, we have to be responsible. That word was like it didn't want to finish there for a second. We have to be responsible for how we put that energy out there on somebody. Because when you take your view of someone and put it on them, if it's not something positive, then be mindful. Because you can literally stagnate someone by keeping them stuck off of your judgment. I've been learning the way we see each other is dangerous. I realize sometimes the way we see each other is very dangerous. And I'm going to tell you something straight up. If you don't feel like it's you, shut it down. And how I want you to shut it down, I don't want you to even fight with the outside world. Don't fight with the outside world. Just show your indifference. You know, they say become one with your adversary. Become one with your adversary. Your adversary might be that you're seen in one way and you see yourself in another. The world sees you in another. And so with perception, I really want you to just be aware of how you let that energy flow through you. Because what are you putting on other people? What are you putting on other people? It's something that when we start to do this work and we start to really understand, it's something that you got to really ask yourself. What am I putting on me and what am I letting be put on me? And take your power back too. So I'm just going to go with this right here.
All right. I want to tell you how to use your mind power to get what you want now.
Because
I mean, right here in Atlanta, right here in Georgia, right there, wherever you are looking and listening. First of all, you have to use your mind power to believe in yourself.
Yep.
The religious people would say to me, oh yes, Reverend Ike, you're telling people about believing in themselves, but what about believing in God? Well, who do you think God is? God has no personality except in man and as man.
Yep. Take it or leave it.
And God is not a big man in the sky. God is the real man in me. Let each person say this, because this is the truth of everyone. God is not a big man in the sky. God is the real man in me. We have another way of saying it, and I want to give you this prayer of affirmation to take with you so that you can have what you want now.
Yep.
God is the presence and power within me right now. Together,
God is the presence and power
within me
right now.
Another way that we can state it in this philosophy of the science of living is this: God is the mastermind working through me now. God is the mastermind working through me now. Come on, together. God is the mastermind working through me now. Oh, you're getting turned on.
Yeah.
Now, people say, well, Reverend Ike, what about believing in God? Please hear this. Your faith is no good until you learn to have faith in yourself.
Yep. Yep. What judgments are you putting on
How
you?
in the world can you believe in somebody in the sky
Ay,
and
ay,
you don't
ay.
even believe in the somebody in you?
That part right there. That part right there.
How in the world can you believe in a Jesus that walked in Galilee
Ay,
and
ay,
not
ay.
believe in the God that walks in you?
Ooh. Asking you some questions.
Oh, I think we're getting through. Somebody say, wow.
Wow.
Say it again.
Wow.
I don't care how much faith you may have in a God in the sky
I don't care.
until you learn to have faith in the
in
God
you.
in you. Your faith is dead.
It don't even mean shit.
It's no good to you.
Nope.
God in the sky is no good to you.
At
Only
all.
God in you
It's good.
is of any value to you.
Yeah.
The most important thing in the world is what you believe about yourself.
That's it.
That's the most important thing. Your entire experience is fabricated out of what you believe about yourself. And mind you, I always have to point this out. It is not important what other people believe about you.
Nope.
It's only important what you believe about yourself.
Here's what it is, friend.
And you see, you have to be the kind of person that you can believe in. You have to be honest with yourself.
Yep.
You have to be truthful with yourself.
Yep.
You have to be decent within yourself. And
Yep.
then you can believe in yourself.
Yep. Yep.
I want to say something that may be a little rough for clergymen to say again on international television.
Tell them.
Once you learn to believe in yourself correctly, you are no longer worried about what other people are thinking, are saying about you.
They're going to say some shit. They're going to say some shit you do not want to hear.
Hear this. Until you learn to believe in yourself regardless of what other people say or think, you're not going to get very far. As a matter of fact, you have got to come to that point in your experience where you know that your nose is clean, your business is straight, and you don't give a damn about what other people think about you.
Period.
Excuse me, saints.
Excuse me, saints.
Now,
that
someone
shit
may
will
be
fuck
asking, well,
your
Reverend Ike,
life
how do
up.
I believe in myself? How do I go about it? Well, first
Yes.
of all, you have to believe that God is within you.
Yes.
Especially you religious people, hear this if you don't hear anything else. God does not work for you from up in the sky.
No.
God works for you from within your very own mind.
Well.
And I want you to make a personal affirmation out of that. God works for me from within my very own mind. Come on, say that to yourself.
God works
works
for
me from within my very own mind. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. You know, I used to get down on my knees and pray all those nice little Sunday school prayers for years, trying to get a God in the sky to do something for me. And I didn't get very much until I learned that God wasn't working for me from up in the sky, but God is working for me from within my very own mind.
Yes, sir.
And the verse of scripture brings this out. Be you transformed how?
What?
By the renewing of your mind.
Not mine. Yours.
You see, the thing about people is they don't want to change their thinking. They don't want to change their minds. People want to change everything but themselves. People know exactly what everybody else ought to do, but they don't know what the hell they ought to do.
And that's why you can't let nobody's perception of you reign on you.
But you see, when you get into your own mind and you get a hold on yourself, then God, the mastermind in you, will lead you and guide you and tell you what to do.
Yes, he will.
You know, people even know how to even know what God ought to do. People try to tell God what to do. Well, God changed this person, changed that person. God changed this, that, and the other. But they don't want to change their negative thinking.
Nope. Why?
But you must be transformed, as the Bible says, how? By the renewing of your mind.
I could say, oh, Lord,
hear this, please. Everywhere the Bible says believe, it means believe in yourself.
Yes.
It means believe in the presence of God in you.
Period.
It means believe in the power of God in you.
That's it.
When the Bible says believe in the Son of God, that's you.
That's you.
It means believe in yourself.
That's you.
You must also use your mind power to believe that you can be and do and have the good which you desire.
As you can.
The first step to achieving your desire is to believe that you can. So let me hear every one of you raise your hands and shout, I can.
I can.
Once again, I can. All right, you're on the way. In the next few minutes, you'll be really turned on. And when I come back to Atlanta, you'll have some fantastic testimonies.
Yeah.
Now, this is for religious people. You who are not religious, this may not be your hang-up. And with all due respect, let me say this. The people I have found in this world who have the worst hang-ups are the religious people.
Yep. You've been so fucking indoctrinated, you don't know what to do with your damn self. You're trying to get out of it, but you don't know how, because you just keep getting sucked back in.
It is my experience that most of the time now, when I try to help people in this business of mind power, I have to first of all help them get rid of some of their religious hang-ups. And I found out also many times the more religious people are, the more hung up they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now here's one of the hang-ups that some religious people have that you must throw away. You see, you must believe that you deserve the good which you desire. But you know, in the old religion, they would teach us to pray and say, Lord, I'm not worthy. I got you.
Don't let nobody's perception fuck your shit up.
Lord, I don't deserve your goodness.
Ooh.
Now let's all confess. How many of you have ever prayed like that? Let me put my hand up and confess.
Confess.
As a matter of fact, I know some prayer books that are just full of all kind of prayers that tell God how bad we are.
Yep.
Well, Lord, I'm not worthy of a thing. As a matter of fact, in the Bible, there was one man who prayed and said, Lord, I'm not worthy of the least of your mercies. Let me cut you loose from that hang up right now. Whenever you pray and say, Lord, I'd like to have such and such a thing, and right behind it you say, Lord, I'm not worthy, you might as well forget it. You're not going to get it.
Fuck that. You just flush it down the toilet as fast as you flush it out.
And here again, you know, there's one of those old hymns that they taught us to sing also. We would stand up and sing and say and call ourselves such a worm as I.
I don't do worms, so I ain't
Honey,
never
that's
compared myself
dangerous.
to that. I ain't
If you
doing no
think of
worm
yourself
work.
as a worm, you're going to get the treatment that a worm gets.
Stepped on, eaten by birds.
What happens to a worm?
Made as bait. Nothing.
A worm gets what? Stepped on. Now you know why you're always getting stepped on.
It's eaten by birds.
Believe that you're worthy.
Yep.
So let me give you this affirmation to shout with me as we go into the closing moments of this service.
Believe that
Shout with
you're
me,
worthy.
I am worthy of all of God's goodness. Come on
Talk to
together.
me. I am worthy of all of God's goodness.
I don't
I
know why
love
they
it
taught me to pray that
all.
anyway. I think I deserve all of God's goodness. What do you mean I don't deserve it?
I do. I deserve it. I deserve it.
You always get what you believe you deserve. If you don't believe you deserve anything, you're not going to get anything.
I know.
Now
I
listen.
do.
And this will help some of you young people and all of you. In Hollywood the other day, I spoke to a young man who's been trying to get ahead in his career. And he said, Reverend, I just have not been able to get ahead in my career like I would like to. He said, and Reverend, I'm looking for someone to believe in me.
Well, shit, you better get to believing in
And
yourself.
I've replied to him in a sermon in these words. You have to first of all believe in yourself, and others will believe in you.
Yep.
You have no right to ask someone else to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself.
Yep.
Come on and say, wow.
And your perception of yourself,
When you believe in yourself correctly
a
and
person's
positively,
perception is your
then
judgment on
you
you.
can do what you want to do,
Yep.
have what you want to have,
Yep.
and nothing can hinder you.
That's a fact.
One additional point quickly
That's
here.
a fact.
You must use your mind power to decide clearly what you want. You would be surprised to know how many people haven't decided what they want. Another young man said to me a few years ago, someone offered him a 4-year scholarship to college, and he was talking to me about it. And he said, Reverend, he said, someone has offered me a 4-year scholarship to college, full paid scholarship. And he said, but Reverend, I have no goals. If someone said to me, what's your ambition, what's your goal? I couldn't tell them because I have no goals. Decide what you want to be, to do, and to have.
Yep.
And the moment you decide what you want, things will start clicking in your favor.
Click, click, click.
Use
click,
your
click.
mind power.
Use your mind
Because
power.
a man is a slave until he learns to use his mind.
Yep.
A man is ignorant until he learns the power of his mind and how to use it for his good.
Yes.
A man is lost in spite of his religion until
Yep.
he learns the power of his mind and how to use it for his good.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter how much religion you have.
Doesn't matter.
You're lost in spite of your religion until you learn to use your mind.
Lost.
It doesn't matter how much formal education you have.
Yep.
A man is ignorant
Yep.
until he learns to use his mind
Yep.
in order to be, to do, and to have the good which he desires.
That's it. That's it. You ain't gonna have it no other way. You're not gonna have it any other way. As much as you might think that you could run away from it, run around it, run under it, try to hide, you're not gonna be able to do any of those things. You are in a position in your life where you are going to have to take a responsibility for how you perceive yourself. Because if you look at the world and you look at the world's mind, they're going to tell you that you might be inferior, that you're a victim, that you're less than, that you're all these things. I mean, the amount of labels that we have, it is insane. We have labeled each other, and so a Christian and a Muslim, a Jew, like those are labels right there. That has created major division. Black and white, major division. man and woman. There's only two of us on the planet. And yet, what are we? Majorly divided. Everything about us, from being handicapped to being born normal. What the fuck is really normal? To being smart, to being stupid, to being this, to being that. We have put ourselves and pitted ourselves in ways by our own perception that is very dangerous to us. The way we perceive ourselves and the way we allow ourselves to be perceived, that we take on, it is something that we must challenge ourselves to fix. You got to challenge yourself. You got to challenge yourself to fix it. What perception do you have of other people? What perception do you have of them? And why do you have this perception of them? Somebody else could know them and not have this perception of them. Why do you see this person as a liar, a thief, a jackass, a fucking idiot? Like, why do you see that person as someone that you could take advantage of, or someone you could use, like, or somebody you could even love? Why, when, where, how, who? Where did that perception come from? Where did that perception come from that allowed you to feel like this is who this person is? Whose perception are you focusing through? Who they really are? Or just your perception of them and the, what do you say? The impression. You know, they say first impressions last a lifetime. So your first impression of me, right, could make you totally treat me a certain way. I think about that all the time when I go outside and I have a injury. Every time I have an injury, I look at myself, you know, like I'm limping. So the other day I was outside and I was limping. And I thought about all the people that I came into contact with. All these people that I will never see again because I just passed them in passing. At a pit stop, at a bus stop. Walking past you on the street. And I'm limping. That's who you think I am. You think that's what I do. You think I limp. You don't know anything else about me. You don't know if I was injured, unless maybe like I have crutches or something, right? But the day that you see me, that day that I was having a bad day, that day that I was having a good day, that day that maybe I was injured, that however you saw me, when you go to describe me to somebody else, even you go to describe me to the police, you're going to be like, yeah, she was 5'4", with brown skin, bald head, and she had a limp. Because that's how the fuck you seen me. You seen me with a limp. Maybe you spoke to me and I had a Jamaican accent. Maybe I was talking to you like this and hello, hi, good afternoon. So now when you tell the police that you want to give me the description of me, you're going to tell them that I was a Jamaican. Because that's what you perceive. Because you're going off of what you think you're hearing. You're going off of what you're seeing. You're going off of what you might be feeling. I didn't feel like they were being honest with me when they were talking to me. So that's why I called you. Or you understand what I'm saying? You're going off of your perception. And so if you see me, maybe today I'm talking like this. Today you are not sure if I was Jamaican now, because if you see me today now and I'm talking like this now, you are saying, oh, well, she must be from Africa. Because she is now talking like this. Now I have a different personality. Now if I put on a wig now, think about it. How you see somebody when you first see them. And this is why we were never supposed to judge. This is why we were never supposed to look at each other and just get stuck. Because you seeing me today on a Tuesday with a limp, but that's because I fucking stubbed my foot today. Like, I was walking around with a limp for the last few days because I had a goddamn chigger bite. Oh, do y'all know about chiggers? And I'm not being funny. I'm not being funny. They some ignorant motherfuckers bit me all up on my foot. Yes, them chiggers. And the bite scratched so bad that it got infected. So for the last 2-3 days, yeah, they called chiggers. Yeah, go look them bitches up. I know, right? You see, they be putting that idger on some shit that be fucking you up. I see it. I get it. I went from the N to the W to the ch. You see? Hey, that's all I'm saying. I didn't know. And it's a real thing. They bit me all up on my goddamn ankles. Bit me all up on my foot. And me walking around with a limp for the last few days, everybody that came into contact with me thought that's just how I walk. I didn't have no cane. I don't have no crutches. I'm just limping. She might have a short hip. She might have a fucked up leg. But when you describe me to people, because that's how you saw me, and you go tell people, yo, and she had a limp. So when somebody now who sees me from the same description that you gave, they might not believe it's me because I no longer have that limp. Or now I got blonde hair instead of black hair. Or now you understand what I'm saying? So our perceptions of each other is something that we have to be very mindful of. Don't pass judgment and lock it in. And I think that's really what it is. Don't lock in what you see, because what you see might be an illusion of what that person really is. Today you might be seeing me just be pissed the fuck off today. But does that make me an angry person? Is that my whole personality? It's not your whole personality. But somebody who saw you in that moment, all of a sudden, they done locked you in. They done locked you in as, ooh, shit. Because especially if they seen it one time, maybe they seen it another time. Now, this isn't your everyday. But when they're around you, that's what they're manifesting from you. So when they perceive it, they're locking you in. Like, okay, this person's a jerk. Because I'm manifesting all the jerks in the fucking world. So I just keep bringing that energy out in you. Or I see you behave in that manner, so I've locked you in as that person. And I want you to know, guys, when you lock people into a place or a position, when you lock them in, I want you to know you now become dangerous to them. Just so you know. You now become a source that you now become a rock, a hurdle, a mountain. You now become something energetically for them that you may not even, you damn sure don't want to be that for that person. I know nobody wants to be an obstacle or a hurdle. No, none of you guys want to be a fucking rock for nobody, but I want you to know, if however you keep pumping me out to the world, however you keep pumping me out to the world, you're going to keep me in that place. That's why I don't even fuss about the orange man. Everybody's like, he's this, he's that, he's all these things. I'm like, you know what? He is. He is, and he's doing what he's doing. I don't expect no apologies, because when you're doing what you're doing, don't say sorry. And so I've been working on taking all my stuff off, because the more I take my stuff off of everybody, is the more stuff that I realize I've taken off of myself. I realize I've allowed myself to be in a place. I've allowed myself to be in a space of negativity, and that's something that we have to work on when we are building our perceptions on other people. Stop. Stop. Mustafa, I'm streaming in 5 different places, so it's really more of a listening space than a conversational space, because I am streaming in 5 different places as I'm doing this. So if you want to type your questions in the chat, that's fine. But I don't bring people up to have conversation at this time. Okay, sweetheart? So if you want to type in the chat, I'm definitely going to read. Okay, and then if you have something that you want to partake or you want to share, I'm happy to share with everybody in that manner. Okay? So Rich Rising to you and welcome. And so getting back into it, I want you guys to be very mindful about how you perceive others, because we are perceiving each other by our sex. I mean, by our gender, by our class. We're looking at people and we're not knowing. This is why they have shows like Undercover Boss and they have all these things, because you might think this is a regular guy, but this is a CEO. The way we have locked each other in judgment and things is so dangerous. And so I want you guys looking at the perceptions today. I want you guys looking in how have you locked people in? Have you locked me in as a fucking loser, a liar, as a schemer, how have you locked me in? How have you locked yourself in? What perception have you built on yourself to the point where you are not allowing yourself to even grow, because you yourself are perceiving yourself as less than because you're a man or a woman, or you're short or you're fat or you're this or you're that, or you can't sing or you can't. What perception? What story of this perception are you playing out? And we need to stop locking each other in this garbage. That's why I tell women, I'm like, we got to stop calling men dogs. Because once we started acknowledging that men are dogs, it was easy for us to start calling each other bitches. We don't want a man to call us a bitch, but we're okay with calling him a dog. But guess what? If he's a dog, you're going to be a bitch. And you can't be mad at him talking about it's a derogatory term. You calling me a fucking dog is a derogatory term. FYI, just so you know. So every time you guys call, just because here's the thing, we might have weaponized the word bitch, but I need you guys to weaponize the word dog too. Because if I'm not cussing when I say bitch, we might have weaponized the word, but a bitch is literally a female dog. That is what it is in the dictionary. When you look up bitch in the dictionary, it says female dog. And so how dare you be offended by when I call you a bitch, but it's okay for you to call me a dog? Why? Because it doesn't sound like a cuss word? Man, fuck you. So don't call no fellas no dogs if you don't want to be called bitches. And then want to talk about, oh, well, we took the term back and we made the term a term of endearment. No, it's never going to be a term of endearment. Ever. And I remember when I was foolish enough to act like it was a term of endearment. I remember a girlfriend of mine, she was like, yo, I don't like that word. Like, don't call me a bitch. It actually offends me. And I was like, girl, I'm just playing with you. She was like, I understand that you're just playing, but I don't like being referred to as a bitch. A bitch is a female dog. It is something lower than me, and I don't want to be referred to as that. And I was like, all right, cool. You are right about that. Because you are not a female dog. And so when you start to really look at how we have used our senses, because that's what perception is, the ability to see, hear, or become aware of something through the senses. They say we have 5 senses. So let's look up the senses. I want to know what the senses are. Senses. Let's see what they say the 5 senses are. They say, are there 5 senses or 7? Right? So how many senses there are? Then there's, what are the 12 types of senses? So there's many different senses. But we'll go with the basic 5. The basic 5 is sight, smell, taste, touch, and hearing. Right? That's our basic 5. Then they said they learn now that you actually have 7. But then they talk about you got 12. Right? So let's see. In the 12, they say that there's touch, life, self-movement, balance, smell, taste, sight, temperature, warmth, hearing, language, thought, and ego, or the sense of the eye. Those are all considered senses. Those have all been grouped under your senses. And your senses is what creates your perception. And then you're taking that perception, and when you put it in a personal level, now you're saying that I can now take this perception that I have and I can form a judgment on someone else. Be mindful of that. How are you judging me? Some people would say I'm the nicest person in the fucking world. Some people would say I'm an asshole. Some people say I'm angry. Some people say I'm intolerable. Some people say I'm aggressive. I've heard that I was controlling. Somebody told me I was a narcissist one day. That one shook me. I was like, what? Narcissist? Me? Wow. Damn, that's a big label to put on somebody. And I had to really introspect that. Like, I had to go look up what a narcissist was. I had to really introspect that. That affected me because I was like, that's such a horrible thing. In our society these days, to be called a narcissist is like fucking, you might as well just be called a demon or a devil. I mean, nobody wants to be a narcissist in this day and age, do they? But it's all about perception. It's all about perception. Because this could be good. Like, I look at summer and winter. I love the summer. Can't wait till it gets here. Because I don't like the cold. But then I complain about the cold in the winter. Oh, I hate the cold. I hate the cold. I hate the cold. I can't wait till it gets warm. I can't wait till it gets warm. And there is people basking in that cold. There is people who are outside taking walk. They acting like it's fucking summertime. For them, it's their summer. They get to put on their little warm blanket and have their cup of tea, and they're walking around and they're enjoying the fuck out themselves in that cold. And I just be looking at them mad as shit like, I can't stand y'all. I can't fucking stand you people. And then summertime comes and I'm all happy. And I'm all like, yes, the fucking summer's here. Woo! Oh my gosh, show off, baby. Shake my booty. And I'm all primed and I'm all excited and I'm all ready to go. You wanna? I got 5 more minutes, woman. Yeah, I got 5 more minutes. Yeah. She was like, I was sleeping. Okay. So I tell you guys, today I want you guys to really focus your energy on how you perceive people, places, things, and work on it. And see if changing your perception about this place, people, or thing Do you really think it's going to change your life? I know it will. I know that you doing that is going to change your life. And so I really want you focusing on working on how you see people and how you see yourself. And so I'm going to tell you, because I'm going to play this song again, handle yourself like a blessing or a blessing or an amazing thing. Handle yourself beautifully. Because the better you handle yourself is the better you'll be able to handle me. And then you'll be able to do something better. We could do something better. Rich Rising, we'll be able to do something better. So y'all, that's just it. And I'll see you guys later.
Handle me like a blessing, 'cause that's exactly what I am. Not fragile, sacred. Not breakable, anointed. Not something you tiptoe around out of fear, but something you move toward with reverence, with intention, with a spirit that knows the difference between a woman and a wonder. See, I'm not the kind of soul you stumble into. I'm the kind you prepare for. You wash your hands before you touch me. You clear your mind before you speak to me. You check your heart before you step into my space. Because blessings don't just show up, they arrive with purpose. And they require purpose in return. I've lived enough life to know my worth is not up for debate. I've cried enough tears to know my softness is not a weakness. I've healed enough wounds to know my boundaries are not barriers.
Come on, y'all.
That protection, that prayer, that proof that I learned the first time.
What'd you
What
learn?
mishandling costs.
What'd you learn?
And let me be clear, if you mishandle me,
Yeah.
you lose access to me.
Yeah.
Not out of spite, not out of ego, but out of alignment. Because God didn't bring me through fire just to let me be held by hands that don't know heat. God didn't rebuild me just to let me be touched by someone who still plays with broken things. I am not returning to anything that didn't honor me the first time.
Nope.
I don't revisit disrespect. I don't recycle pain. I don't repeat lessons I already mastered. I am not replaceable. I am not repeatable. I am not reversible. Once you lose me, you lose me.
Peace.
And I don't care how much you remember me later.
Don't.
I'm not coming back to be remembered again. Handle me like a blessing.
Ooh.
'Cause blessings don't beg to be believed in. Blessings don't shrink to fit your comfort. Blessings don't stay where they mishandled.
No, they don't.
I don't break easy.
I don't.
I just don't bend for foolishness. I don't fall apart, I just fall back. I don't chase, I choose. And I choose peace over potential. I choose truth over tension. I choose myself over anything that asks me to forget who I am. My spirit is expensive.
Yes, it is.
Not in price, but in purpose. And if you can't honor that, I'll step back into my quiet, into my softness, into my God-given glory. And let the universe send me someone who knows how to hold something holy. Because I am holy, I am rare, I am the kind of woman you testify about. Not the kind you gamble with. I am the kind of woman you grow with. Not the kind you outgrow. I am the kind of woman you pray for. Not the kind you play with. So handle me like a blessing.
Do what you got to do, baby. Do what you got to
With care.
do, baby.
With clarity, with consistency.
Don't let
The
nobody's
kind of love
perception
that
take
doesn't
you
tremble,
over.
but still knows how to be gentle. Handle me like a blessing. Cause that's exactly what I am.
That's what I am.
And I'm done
explaining why. No explanations necessary. Don't let nobody's perception of you hold you back. Don't let yourself be held back. You keep yourself on top and keep going. And I love you. And I'll see y'all later. Have a beautiful day, y'all. Peace.